we decided to add 7 new cows to Minecraft. And the best part is America's dairy farmers are sponsoring this video.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hey everyone, it's Scott David, the Director of Investigations at Animal Outlook. Today's Pop Culture and Animals video is a bit different than normal. We're not talking about a movie or a TV show or a video game or comic book. We're talking about an ad campaign called Beat the Lag, targeting people who play video games. It comes courtesy of the National Dairy Council, Dairy Management Incorporated, and the Innovation Center for U.S. Dairy. We will talk about some games though, since that is a part of the campaign. So here's what it says right on the Beat the Lag webpage. I'm going to read this in my best "How do you do, fellow kids?" voice. Game on, gamers! Sometimes the lag isn't just in the game, it's in you too. What you eat matters. Did you know dairy is good for your brain and good for your body? So level up! The protein in dairy provides the energy you need to fuel your play. That's followed by 4 emojis, glass of milk, controller, cheese, and Space Invader. If you're not familiar with games, lag refers to delay between you trying to do something and when it actually happens in game. So if a game has bad lag, you might press a button and it takes 1 to 2 seconds for the game to actually recognize that. But what the dairy industry is saying here is that sometimes people get tired and their decision making and reflexes also start to lag, and that dairy products can help with that. So starting in 2020, the National Dairy Council enlisted a bunch of well-known content creators like Mr. Beast, Preston Plays, and Brianna Plays. Mr. Beast hosted a $50,000 contest to see who could create the best Minecraft farm. Captain Sparkles had a Twitch event. Twitch is where a lot of people, including gamers, go to stream things for people to watch. The Dairy Council had creators and esports stars like Monsoon GG, who plays Apex Legends, visit dairy farms. It even had someone who plays MLB The Show tell people about protein pancakes. I don't know how big an esport the show is, but you know, they did a video. Also, I play Splatoon, so I don't think I'm in any position to judge. Anyway, the purpose of the campaign is to try to convince people that dairy is necessary and that if you drink milk, you'll get like 20 kills a game and a Red Bull sponsorship. So today we're going to talk about why dairy is not necessary to power your esports streams and why this campaign isn't telling people the truth about what really happens in the dairy industry. First, the ad claims that dairy gives you energy. And sure, all protein will give you energy, but you do not need milk or any other animal products to get protein. I recently did a video on vegan weightlifting and the Ultimate Universe Hulk. Check that out for more information. But basically, the point was that there are many professional vegan athletes and a lot of vegan protein sources and ways to get your essential amino acids. The sponsored videos also claim that dairy is sustainable. That might make sense for the moo blooms that appear in Brianna Plays video. They're cows who only need to be pollinated by bees in order to grow. They have flower buds on their backs like a cow Bulbasaur. But real cows require a lot more resources. A dairy cow, for example, drinks 30 to 50 gallons of water a day. And if we're comparing diets, in a review looking at the environmental aspects of different ones, the modeled vegetarian diet produced more than 50% more CO2 than the vegan diet. More than half of those GHG emissions in the vegetarian diet were due to dairy products. Vegetarian diets also used more land and water on average than vegan diets, though there is some overlap depending on how the diets were structured. Joseph Poor, an Oxford researcher who conducted a meta-analysis including 38,000 farms and 40 kinds of agricultural products, has said, "A vegan diet is probably the single biggest way to reduce your impact on planet Earth. Not just greenhouse gases, but global acidification, eutrophication, land use, and water use." Eutrophication in this context is when you get a big influx of nutrients into a water system, which can cause algal blooms. When the algae dies and is broken down, this process consumes oxygen. Use up too much oxygen and the ecosystem won't have enough left over to sustain itself. Yes, I learned that in school, but also yes, I looked it up again for this. So if we're talking about sustainability, a vegan diet is the real way to go. Also importantly, we can't ignore the ethical issues with dairy. As I said before, some content creators visited dairies during the campaign, either virtually or in person. But these brief looks inside during planned visits did not touch on the standard practices that make dairy so cruel. Make no mistake, cows suffer and die as a result of dairy production. Females are impregnated year after year until their milk production slows at about 5 or 6 years old. Then they're also sent to slaughter, well before their natural lifespan of 15 to 20 years. Calves in real-life dairy farms are taken from their mothers hours after birth, causing distress to both calf and mother. There are a lot of videos floating around about mother cows chasing after their calves once they've been taken. Male calves, who aren't necessary to the industry since they won't produce milk, are sold off and then often killed for meat. Calves who have been kept by the farms have their horns burned off with a hot iron, often with no anesthetic. And these are standard practices, meaning they happen industry-wide. Animal Outlook's investigators have been to dairy farms. As director of investigations, I get to watch all of this footage. We've seen the dehorning, we've seen cows being punched, kicked, having their tails twisted, being lifted over walls by a clamp attached to their hip. You're not going to see that stuff in a video sponsored by the dairy industry, especially not in the Minecraft ones. Minecraft cows don't start to produce less milk and become economically not worth feeding. And they don't need to be pregnant to produce milk, you just hold a bucket up to them. You do see calves alone without parents in the Brianna Plays video though, so I guess that is kind of accurate. So it's frustrating to me when these industries try to reach out to people, especially young people, through popular gamers and convince them that animal farms are idyllic and environmentally friendly, when in reality the animals are being severely mistreated and sent to slaughter, and the diets are much less sustainable than the vegan one. Look, I love games, and I have a lot of fun with the community surrounding them, sometimes. So I don't want corporations to come in and lie to content creators and fans. Animal Outlook has filed a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission about this campaign because of all the misleading information. Make sure you keep up with our YouTube channel and social media for updates on that. That's pretty much all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll have something a bit more fun for you next time.